The stories in The Silence Under Your Bed cover a wide range of themes handled in different tones: serious, lighthearted, repulsive. Clicking the skull emoji will provide an optional content warning, and stories can be skipped. Okay. I'm gonna take that as a warning to you. Sorry, I'm gonna take that as a warning to you. If you see a skull thing, I'll try and put a little blurb at the bottom of the screen telling you what the subject matter is, if it doesn't specify here. And I'll put you in a timestamp so you can skip ahead to that. But hey everybody, I'm Psychroclasm, and this is The Silence Under Your Bed. Now, when I'm doing events like this, I typically try to avoid paid content just so everything I play can be played by everybody else who watches it. But this came in with a few other games in a bundle on itch.io for Halloween. And I think I'm probably going to play one more in that bundle for the 31 Days of Indie Horror, but we will see. But what drew me into this was, I think it's kind of a visual novel type, but the art style really brings... whatever, I'm just going to show it to you. Some night, somewhere. Look, this is where I draw the line. Those slimy things ruin meals. Fungus, that's the word, and I refuse to eat actual fungus. What if we do half and half? Because they're ordering pizza, obviously. He doesn't want mushrooms. And they get baked into the cheese landmines. Shit. Pizza Paradise doesn't do online orders. And I have to call them. Oh no. Shh, they picked up. Hi, yes? I would like one pizza. What kind? Oh, any kind, yeah. Yes, any pizza, thank you. You too. It'll be here in an hour. I'm so pumped to eat any pizza. Same, pal. Wait, I've got both of them? I didn't realize that before. Sorry, I shook everything. I didn't realize that before. I wasn't looking at the name tags because I just assumed I was Aiden. So what now? You know, it's spooky out. Want to tell scary stories? Oh, you know it, you? Obviously. What'll it be? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Being touched while asleep. Okay. Okay, and this is back? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so we checked cold hands. Oh, shit! Toad to Ruin contains animal abuse, dead children, and violence toward children. Holy shit. Frame 5170 contains jump scares, domestic abuse, and violence towards an infant. Holy shit! Okay, we're gonna start with the tame one. Just so that you guys can I'm gonna do all of them. But you guys can decide based on the content of the first one whether you want to stick around with it, see if you like the storytelling style. Alright, so we're doing Cold Hands by Cassandra Caw. I'm assuming that's how that's pronounced. Tell me if you haven't heard this one. Oh, I'm supposed to click... Okay, I'm supposed to click those. I got you now. There's a long road somewhere, a little motel. Nice place, clean carpets, cheerful wallpaper, a pool that isn't miles of sickly green algae, and a clerk who smiles. They're nice here, small town compassion in that way that makes folks sneer, and makes them cite incest and ill intent because there's no way, no chance, that it might be sincere. Anyway. There was this kid once, and he came to stay at this motel. Not alone, of course. His mother with frizzy red curls, au naturel, Scottish autumnal fire. His father, pot-bellied and speeding down a midlife crisis so quick you could hear his hairline fray. His sister, their tub of plastic dinosaurs, they all came along too. It was a family vacation, I was told. One of the road trips to Disney with Mom packing sandwiches and everyone singing ABBA on the way there. Not that the destination matters. What matters is the kid stayed in this motel, and he had a room with his sister that had all his toys. The dinosaurs and the dioramas, street lights blinking wetly through the blinds, patter of rain outside. It was night, I was told. No one to tell this kid to go to sleep or tell him he had school the next day. He could play all night if he wanted, so he did. I want you to picture this. I want you to picture a curl of jazz coming out from inside in a nice little room softly tiger-striped in gold and a kid sitting cross-legged on the carpet with his dinosaurs rehearsing Beth. Cars flip past on the long highway outside, trucks too, slumping shadows through the blinds, their silhouettes like the end times. Their silhouettes like the end times, that doesn't make sense to me. The kid doesn't pay attention, of course, he's into his dinosaurs. Doesn't notice the trucks, he doesn't pay attention to the horn, to the zoetrope of light and dark, light, corn syrup. What? Light, dark, corn syrup, light. I don't understand this imagery. He doesn't notice anything at all, not even the white hand that unrolls from under his bed. No kid hand with no kid attached. Nothing but an arm that goes on and on like a white highway. Well, this is multiple hands. It reaches around the bend of his knee as the kid reaches to pick up his favorite dinosaur, a stegosaurus with a stomach soaked in stars. It takes his hand, fingers fitting between fingers, one set so much warmer than the other. The kid looks down. He squeezes the hand twined with his. They stay like this for a while. Well, this is sweet. I want to believe they had a conversation, talked about life, what's popular on TV these days, nice things like that. It only seems right. Whatever the other thing was, it was probably lonely. It had to be lonely if it reached out a hand like that, if it went through all that trouble just to lace its fingers with the kid's and sit there until the sun slopped syrup gold into the room again. The kid went away the next day. He had to. At that age, you don't get to say whether you want to spend a few more nights at a motel. Especially not at a motel that your sister and your parents were certain was haunted by things worse than ghosts. None of them discussed, of course, why they'd not slept that night, but only laid there with their eyes on the ceiling, trying the whole while not to think about cold fingers tugging on their duvets, reaching for their hands, desperate. Family checked out at noon under a sky blistered white by the sun, their bellies heavy with pancakes and bacon, low-fat yogurt, and cheap breakfast sausages. They got in their car and drove away, trying to forget the forest of white hands reaching up from the dark. Oh, shit. Why was there a forest? All of them except for the kid, of course. He held onto his new friend's hand the whole way home. What? Oh, those hands only wanted friends. But they have bacteria, like probably the worst bacteria. Hey, since we're telling stories, should we turn the music? What? No, it's... Is it? Alright. What's next? I'm ready. Oh, there's more! Okay. Oh, that's so weird. Dude, how many stories are in this? Okay, movie brain contains body horror. I'm down for that. Bonesworth, supernatural stalking. The drowning ritual contains murder. I'm up for all three of these. I wonder if any of these are creepypastas, because because the drowning ritual sounds like a creepypasta, but I'm going to... What do I have? What can I flip? Alright, grab a die. So... Let's see. 6, we are going with the drowning ritual. Also by Cassandra Call. What? Okay, the drowning ritual. Players. 1 principal, 2 players. Requirements. A house with at least 2 stories and a landing dividing the stairs. A container large enough to contain a woman's body. Salt, star anise, a bladed object for each player, preferably something of personal value to its wielder, a timekeeping device, and cherry soda enough to drown the container. Her name was Annie, you assholes. Okay. So there's some replay value in this. Clear the house of all living inhabitants, whether sapient or sentient in nature. You can use force if necessary. The ritual doesn't need consent. Do not proceed unless the house is empty except for the participants. Crush the star anise and mix with granules with salt. Dust the windows with the mixture you've made, and do not dust the doors. She doesn't like being trapped. You didn't ask her. None of you stopped to ask her. I don't remember what the rest of it was, but apparently not needing consent is a theme in her life. Okay, summoning, part 1. Turn off the lights. The lights must stay off the entire ritual. If the lights are kept on, she won't come. Players need to make their way to the stairwell. You didn't say I needed stairs. On their hands and knees, dragging shins along the carpet, or crab walking through the dark, it doesn't matter. They can do it however they will. Okay. At the stairwell, the principal must ascend to the landing. The principal must be in possession of the container and the cherry soda. The other players must position themselves at either the summit or the foot of the stairs. Once in place, the principal must then cut themselves with the blade and bleed onto the rope. I don't remember anything about rope. I forgot. The principal must say, "We're going to do this fairly, so come out one more time." The rope must be kept in the container. She'll come for you, don't worry. And the container must be filled with cherry soda. That's what she tasted like, you said. That's all you had to say. Fuck you. She's saying like silver, and I... Bad things happen to this girl. That's all I know. You see a hand rise from the sugared dark, broken at the wrist, snapped at the knuckle. This means the summoning was successful. Okay, I'm not even going to try to read this. But that's okay, that's okay. That just means Annie has friends. Okay. You see a smile jut from the murk, teeth first, skin and sinew running like mascara down the jaw. That means the summoning was unsuccessful. But it's okay, she has friends. Okay, main event, part 1. She will now rise from the container. The principal can keep her distracted with more offerings of blood. Note, if she completely extricates herself from the container, the game is over and there can be no good outcome. See ending of the ritual. Annie. Her name was Annie. Holy shit. The players must now rush her with their weapons. If they cut her, she will retreat, but only for a moment. It won't work. You can try. It won't work. She'll bleed cherry soda like it was the blood of Christ, but that's all. You can't hurt her anymore. The objective is to continue this until dawn as she speaks. Cassandra Call is writing some tortured-ass ghosts. Holy fuck. Okay, players should be careful of cherry soda spilling over the stairs. It doesn't matter. Players should be careful not to injure one another. It doesn't matter. Players should be careful not to injure the principal. It doesn't matter. If she says your desire is mine, the principal can ask her to show the players their way to the greatest joy. It's just a lie. Players can then climb into the container to their prize. It won't work. She says you have to keep playing. The players and the principal now have 2 options. The first is to continue as before, but with the understanding there will be additional challenges. There will be others, and they will want blood too. The second is to make a sacrifice of one of the 3. The ritual ends if someone is killed. If a player was responsible for the death, the survivors must evacuate the stairwell quickly. Okay, if anybody is killed, the ritual ends, but if one of the players kills somebody, the survivors need to evacuate the stairwell. Each player must go to a window and then run a finger along the trail of salt and star anise. Do not miss a single window. The players must declare loudly, "We are guiltless in this." The players must then try to leave. If she's feeling generous, they will be allowed to go. Just until you get home, just until the doors are locked, just until the shadows in the room... Bleh. Just until the shadows get dark, just until you lay into your bed. The ritual ends because she succeeded in freeing herself. One of the players must be killed, otherwise everyone dies. See above for the following steps. The ritual ends with her saying the words, "Your desire is mine." Each player must enter the container in turn. The others cannot speak until a hand rises from a cherry soda to beckon for the next. Repeat until everyone is crossed over. It'll be obvious what you need to do then. Okay. That's not what I expected. I've seen one of those websites. The ritual needed my mom's maiden name, and the street I grew up on, I think, and my social security number, and my first pet's name. You gave out that info? Nah, I'd also needed the name of my first boss. But all my bosses have been apps, so... No more Frankenstein stories. I'm done with found objects. Okay, so we've got Necromancer, Blues, Murder, Misogyny, and Missing People, which is fine. Necromancer is audio-driven but has lyric subtitles, so I may want to skip that one. Maiya Bowl. Maiya Bowl contains jump scares, body horror, pets eating their owners, and disgusting eating sounds. Hell yeah! I want to do that one anyway. This one's by Kevin Snow. No more sad ghosts. My dog's first words were Maiya Bowl. It always barked weird. I used to upload videos to YouTube with titles like, "Dog sounds like a human, what the hell?" That got me a few dozen subscribers, nothing major. Either he didn't stand out enough or I'm not good with branding, or hell, both. So these words, I thought at the time, were not human words, but more of his strange sounds. Then he repeated himself. Maiya bowl. His snout parted, his tongue folded and clicked. An awkward and desperate sound similar to the squeak of old wet shoes. He usually responded with a playful word or two. "What was that, Harold? So wise!" But in a moment it felt inappropriate, like an adult leaning down to talk to a teen. So I said nothing. He went back to grooming himself, and I wish I'd had my phone out. If not for the surely viral content, then to confirm what I'd heard. When I met Harold, he was already 3. The shelter told me he lived on a street before landing there. He didn't socialize with the other dogs or bark at anyone passing, so he went unnoticed until the day I let him out of his cage. He crawled onto my lap and licked my face, eyes full of love, mouth full of slobber. I immediately called my landlord and filled out adoption papers. After that time Harold spoke, I kept my phone in hand with the camera app idle in the background. I asked him, "Maiya bowl? Harold? What's Maiya bowl?" Put steak cubes in his food as a treat or as a bribe. He ate it up but said nothing. I dismissed it as an isolated incident until weeks later. I arrived home from a late night at the hospital. I was tired and I didn't bother to set an alarm. I fell asleep quickly. So quickly that I don't remember Harold climbing into bed with me. Somehow it wasn't the pain that woke me up, but the sound. The sound I thought of Harold eating wet food like chopped beef. The spaghetti I slept up shared from my own plate. I rubbed my eyes trying to clear my vision, but instead I smeared something into my eyeball. I turned on my phone's flashlight, saw blood on the screen, blood in my hand. And down the bed I saw Harold, blood in his mouth. He licked his matted fur and barked the strange sound, "Maiya bowl." Must have hurt myself coming home from work. Harold must have been worried about me. He tried to clean me up. Maybe Harold's an animal and I'm flesh. From then on, I slept with my doors shut. I think it was around then that Harold started to change, not in demeanor, but appearance, or maybe I couldn't see him the same. My suppressed fear emphasizing his animal features in my mind. Were Harold's eyes always so human, his teeth? I spent days researching dog anatomy, making uncomfortable calls to local vets, and then I started taking videos. At first the videos were only for comparison purposes. If Harold was changing, like changing, quickly, not growing older over time, I thought videos would prove it. I ran out of space on my phone, then on my cloud account, so I started uploading the videos to YouTube. I didn't promote them, no tags, no custom thumbnails, no algorithm-friendly names. I was surprised when people posted comments. "That's not a dog," people said. Trolls, I thought, but then every comment was along the same lines. "That's not a dog." Harold had haters. Must have been an organized harassment campaign from somewhere. I got defensive when people accused me of animal abuse, but I also felt an odd joy when new videos got dozens of replies in minutes, mostly puke emojis. I enjoyed most, if not all, of the reaction videos, thumbnails of strangers with their mouths agape and eyes wide in theatrical horror. Harold started to miss me, I guess. I heard scratching on my bedroom door at night and a low, mournful whimpering. I felt guilty for ignoring him, and I missed him too. All the attention from strangers online made me feel lonelier. One night Harold stared at me from the hallway as I shut the door, and I felt cruel as I slid the chain lock in place. I'd worked a double shift, so it was late, and I'd gone through the day like a ghost, barely speaking with my coworkers. I woke up shortly thereafter, though, to the sound of scratching and whimpering. It was cold. I must have forgotten to turn the heat on. Harold would be warm. We'd warm each other. As I drew close to the door, I started to make out Harold's whimpering. "Maiya bowl. Maiya bowl. Maiya bowl." I unslid the chain lock, turned the knob, opened the door. And through the crack I saw Harold. He wanted in. And I remembered Harold's food dish, the kibble mixed with the steak cubes. I love Harold so much. What the people online don't understand is I'd do anything to take care of him. That was so weird. I assumed it was going to be like a bear, eventually. You know, even with all that, I'd still adopt Harold. I mean, me too. I've got Sam or guard dog. He's not a werewolf, obviously, so what is he? I kind of look up, hang on. Okay, I looked it up. Maiya Bowl doesn't seem to be anything. But Google thinks it's mesh ball, so that's a thing. I mean, he doesn't seem to be a guard dog. He seems to very much want to eat his owner. Didn't we order a pizza? I did, I think. That was like 2 hours ago. Whatever, more stories. Alright, we got the Saint of Pantries, Rock Slides, or Deathbed Confession. Body horror and terminal illness. Physical altercations, cutting and bleeding, gross eating noises. See, Rock Slides, I feel like it's going to be like that 128 hours or whatever. Somebody gets trapped in a rock slide and has to eat their own flesh or whatever to get out. The Saint of Pantries. Supernatural stalking. I'm going to leave it up to the die again. So... got a 1, so we're doing the Saint of Pantries. It's Cassandra Caw again. I'm going to feel bad for the stalker at the end, aren't I? Tell me a ghost story before 2 a.m. Pacific time, and I'll tell you something you didn't know about a ghost in your life. Well, did that shrink? It looks like it's shrinking. There was this house in our neighborhood that always seemed to be abandoned. Hang on. Why does it keep looking like it's shrinking? It's obviously not, because I'm using the cursor. It's so weird. There was this house in our neighborhood that always seemed to be abandoned, except for a car. Bright red Volkswagen, shiny as hell. Looked like somebody took the time to polish it every morning. I had to walk past it every day on my way home from work. And I swear, it always felt like something was watching me, not the car. The car was okay. But something pressed up against the glass on the inside, big and bent from having to fold itself into that small space like a 6-foot clown in a 2-foot box. Now it looks like it's growing. That's so weird. It would just follow me, moving from window to window, his face smushed into the glass. It's growing again. I swear it happened. Am I nuts? I never turned around to see if I was right. That's so... Is it moving? That's so weird. Hang on. Okay, it's definitely moving. That creeped me the fuck out. It's not personal. She does this to everyone who crosses that wedge of land. She knows that reality is frayed there, porous. In a few years, it won't matter what she does. They'll lose their shyness. For now, they dread her attention, her broken glass eyes, her smile, her fingers in the hundreds. Fucking hell, I think I saw that car too. It was a few years ago, but it was a bright red Volkswagen in my neighborhood. Same thing, polished as hell, standing outside the abandoned house. I looked, though, still couldn't see anything. She's shy. You would be too if you were grown in a box, the opus of chthonic... I can't read that word. Some glassblower exhaling a body into the dark. She's never seen her face, and she has no way to change that. She's seen enough in half-reflections offered by rain and passing cars. Okay, but what is this bullshit? That red car was in my neighborhood too, but here's the thing. My red car didn't stay still. The fuck is up with that? Well, they follow sometimes. Cartilage and grinning skulls and throats so long they'll drink you forever, but they follow sometimes through alleys and down the road that takes you home, waiting to be let in. So she comes along to make sure you're okay. Shit, this is wild. So she's like a guardian spirit or something? I thought you were talking about ghosts. What's she doing? Is she like the patron saint of people walking home or something? No, she's not. She's a saint of pantries for keeping your larders full. She's a saint of protecting what's yours by rite and ritual. Of waiting, mouth slick and eager. That's a weird way to put that. Wait, what do you mean, saint of pantries? Oh, no, thank you. What? What? You know what? What is an option? I'm taking it. Your parents told you stories, right? Really bad ones. Right, the ones with lessons. So we wouldn't lose the remote or whatever. Let's do one of those. Oh, we get a parable! Eat your peas. It'll get stuck that way in Ama's rules. I think we're going to go with Ama's rules, just because... menstruation and familial abuse. Like, these can't just be like, eat your peas. Food or insisting that food be eaten. It'll get stuck that way, obviously. Oh, jump scares, body horror, and gross cracking sounds. I will take that one, actually. Alright, let's go. It'll get stuck that way. Oh, another Kevin Snow one. There was once a little boy who could pop his neck. Oh, it didn't say face, did it? Every time he stretched his neck to the side, out came a loud crack. Oh, the one time my neck doesn't have to pop. Hang on. I hope the mic picked that up. Fuck it. Oh, that was my wrist. There, we had fun. Every time he stretched his neck out to the side, there was a loud crack. The little boy's mom said he inherited it from his grandpa. Skipped a whole generation. The boy loved to do it while eating, watching cartoons, or playing games. He'd just stretch his neck out. Oh, it's vibrating. I didn't know it was going to come with sound effects. When Mom got tired of the sound, she'd tell the boy, "You keep doing that, it'll get stuck that way." First, this scared the boy. He had nightmares about his neck stretching out impossibly long, the weight of his head bending back on itself in a loop, all the while going... But, like anything a parent says over and over, it started to lose its power. The boy merely cracked away, rolling his eyes whenever Mom told him, "It'll get stuck that way." One day Mom told the boy they were going to visit Grandpa. Now, he hadn't seen Grandpa in years. Last time he had was when he was a toddler and the memories had faded. At Grandpa's house, the boy rapped on the door. Let me guess, he's a hideous neck monster. The boy heard motion on the other side of the door, followed by the sound of unlocking, the knob turning, the door creaking open. "Hey! Why, come on in. I ain't seen you since you were knee-high." Grandpa seemed friendly. I like both of these responses. He's a great dude, or it takes a while for the Werthers to slide down. Oh, God. Hey, Aiden? I gotta get this off my chest. You know that word you love? The best word? Yeah. What about it? You always say it like cavult, but it's just cult with weird letters. You've pronounced it wrong for years. I looked it up. I am so sorry. I say that word 10 times an hour. The longer I kept it from you, the worse it felt. It's a lie that festered for years. Was that the doorbell? We should check that out. Oh, why is it drawn like this? Why is the door just open? I have no idea. Pizza Teen. Oh, it's only Pizza Teen. Pizza Teen, you scared us. Sorry about that. I'm Pizza Teen. You want this pizza? I'm Pizza Teen. Not be a dick. Yeah, please, I'm starving. Cool, here you go then. Spooky night out. I'm Pizza Teen. Y'all, you don't have any cash for a tip, huh? Shit. What the hell? So, there's a lot of replay value here. And it seems like most of them, well, I guess all of them were written by 2 people. And I can just restart from here. Let me see how many there are total. But yeah, it's over a dozen stories. But I really like the music. There's actually a link on the Itch.io page to download the soundtrack to this. But this is a cute little idea. It's very scary stories to tell in the dark, and I didn't actually get to see the artwork that really got me into this. I'm going to show it to you real quick. I'm just going to keep the music playing because I like it. But yeah, look at Grandpa down here. He was 92, 95, no one knew for sure. He was tall. Like so long his feet dangled from the foot of his bed. Thin, too. His skin notched by the pattern of bone beneath the surface. He was dying of everything a man his age could be dying of, but he clung on nonetheless. That's what got me in. And I think I managed to avoid, like, the big bad ones. Because it does seem to handle some pretty heavy subjects. So, buy at your own risk. It's part of a bundle deal right now. I don't know when it ends. It's probably on Halloween. Let me actually check real quick. It actually looks like it ends on the 2nd of November. So you've actually got a while to get this if you do want to check it out yourself. But this was The Silence Under Your Bed. If you were into scary stories to tell in the dark, check it out. I'm going to be playing more of it. Obviously, probably not on the channel, but I'm definitely going to be giving it another go as we run up to Halloween. But until the next video, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around. Bye.